sharing our stories connects us. Listen and be connected. Join us for the Conversation meeting weekly at the intersection of community and culture. Hosted by Mario Nunez and Joe King Carter. And Joe King Carter. You know, I every once in a while I have to catch myself because if you say it just the wrong way, it comes out Joe King Carter. Like you're a jokey kind of a guy. Like you tell a lot of jokes.
I love humor.
And it's good for you.
What can I say?
Humor is good for you.
That's
Why?
right.
Because it releases those endorphins.
It's the best medicine.
And it lowers your blood pressure and it makes you feel good.
Yeah.
Laughter is the best medicine.
I was quoting Reader's Digest.
Go on, Joey. Go on.
Gone.
Hi, everybody. Welcome. This is your Wednesday edition of The Conversation. You're listening to WMNF 88.5 right here in Tampa, Florida, your community radio station. But, you know, it's not just here in Tampa. We broadcast over 7 counties wide. Our antenna's pretty high in the air, Joey. We cover a lot of territory
It's
here.
up there.
And we even cover more territory when you consider that if you're listening to us on WMNF.org, you could be listening to us in London, England right about now.
That's right.
As Ronnie Elliott sometimes is known to do.
Yeah.
We'll just keep an eye on that Facebook feed because
There he is.
might just pop in on us. Or you might just be waking up right now in Honolulu, Hawaii and having
Or
your
Istanbul.
first cup of coffee. Well, I don't know what time it is there, Joey, so you messed me up with that one.
Oh, sorry.
But it's halfway around the world. It's probably tomorrow evening or it's probably this evening.
Yes.
Let's put about 10 hours on it or 11 hours. So whatever time zone you happen to be sitting in, you might be listening to us, and we're grateful for your audience.
So grateful. Absolutely.
Joey, have you something to say?
I do. You know, folks, we began last week our fundraising drive, our summer fun drive, as it's called.
Mm-hmm.
And we appreciate the fact that summer is starting and school is out and the world is weird, and we did not hit our goal. And
Which was
folks,
kind of weird as well.
Yeah,
weird
because-
being the operative phrase there.
Yeah, we are used to hitting our goal.
Yeah.
And so, folks, I just want you to know that we're not going to take up a lot of time today, but fundraising continues for us for the next 3 weeks.
Yes.
And you can give money at any time. You can give money now. You can give money this afternoon. You can give money next Thursday. It doesn't matter when. But please give us some money because we need it. And for those of you who have not signed into the Circle of Friends as a way to do that, I highly recommend it. We are working on increasing the Circle of Friends here at WMNF, and
Yes, sir.
that is the most painless way to do it. A few dollars a month goes out of your bank account and goes into ours and keeps this station alive. And by the way, folks, if you are politically stressed or politically aware in any way, you understand that community radio now is more important than it has ever been. So please support us. Please look into your hearts and your wallets and give us some money, folks.
I love that. Thank you, Joey. That was a very heartfelt, I'm going to ring bell, soft ring. That was a soft ring.
There we go.
That was a very heartfelt pitch. I'll just double down by saying that, yes, we are quite competitive in nature here at The Conversation. And when we don't necessarily hit our mark and hit our goals, and we see other shows around us doing so, we feel kind of bad. So we're asking that if you're out there and if you'd like to help us.
We're not competitive, but
yeah, if you'd like to help us not feel so bad, this would be a good time to offer a little stipend. The Circle of Friends, Joey explained it. It's kind of it's a way that you can contribute to us each and every month. With a small donation each month that amounts to a big donation at the end of the year. So we'll leave it right there. And Joey, there's one other thing before we get to our guests. And we're
yes,
excited.
there's something else I wanted to share, too.
I want you to share this with everybody. I have personal reasons why, certainly. But also, it's the greater picture. Let's talk about it.
Absolutely. Well, each year in Ybor City, the Historic Society, the History Society gives something they call their Legacy Awards. And this is a way in which Ybor City honors somebody who has had a community connection to Ybor City in some meaningful way and they would like to recognize their service. And I am very proud to say that this coming Sunday, one of our initiates for the prized Adela Gonsmart Award is Mario Nunez.
This is where if we had that
Welcome.
if we had that cheering soundtrack, we would play that. We're going to get that one of these days.
Well done,
Joe.
sir.
Thank you. Tremendous honor. I've already wept openly at just when they handed me the letter saying that I would be receiving the award.
Yes.
And then I did a deeper dive, and I said, it's a great award, and there are other awards that are going to be presented that day. The other recipients in different categories will be Manny Leto, a historian and someone we know well.
Yes.
Also Chantel Evia, who was the CEO of the Baseball Museum there for many, many years. And Coach Macalusa, King High School, who is arguably on the Mount Rushmore of high school baseball coaches here in Tampa.
4 awards are given each year.
But I went and did a little deeper dive, and I figured, who else might have won this award in previous years, as they've been giving the award now for more than 20 years. And I found out, lo and behold, that my broadcast partner right here, the aforementioned Joe King Carter, was the recipient of it in 2005, Joe.
Wow, we're just lathering each other up wonderfully.
I love it.
I received the Della Gonsmar Award a little over 20 years ago, and it was one of my most proud moments in Ybor City. And it will be for you, my friend.
Well, I know. I'm going to have my suit on.
Yeah.
I'll shave nice and close that day, and I'll look my best.
You look good.
So
it's going to be held at the Columbia Restaurant. The food will be good, and the history is strong because that is the oldest continuously running restaurant in the state of Florida, by the way.
Amen.
And the largest Spanish restaurant in America. So there you go.
Salute to the Gunsmarts.
Yeah.
Thank you, Joey, for that pitch.
Absolutely.
And reciprocating in kind. We're going to have a fun time on Sunday. But you know what else? We're going to have a fun time right now.
Absolutely. Yeah. So today we are really excited because we have with us...
Let's go, Joey.
Something a little different than usual because often, most of the time, we have a single individual in here and we sort of pry open their personal narrative and their history and talk to them. But today we have a team, a couple who are married to each other, who are dedicated to each other. And I'm going to go through this and make sure that I don't butcher it. We have with us the male counterpart, Liaquat.
No, close, Joey.
Liaquat.
There you go.
Liaquat, yes.
Liaquat Khan.
There you are.
Hello.
And welcome, Liaquat.
Thank you.
Yes, but now everyone knows you as Khan.
Yes, because it's much easier to
we just witnessed that.
Yeah,
we just witnessed that. Khan.
Well, I gotta say, I understand why they would do that. And by the way, Khan is a very cool name, so you're good there.
Yeah.
And then we also have with you your wife, Zara Muhammad.
Hello.
Hi,
Hello.
Zara. Thank you both for being here with us.
We're so
Thank you
happy
for
to
having
be
us.
here.
Thank
Yes. So let's start at the very beginning, and that's where we always start. We're going to do this double time this time, and it is where were you born? Where did you grow up, Zara?
I am from Brockton, Massachusetts, the city of champions, home of Rocky Marciano.
There you go.
Awesome.
There you go. See, we're already off to a running start.
Yes.
Joey's not a big sports fan, admittedly.
Yes.
I love him like the brother that he is to me. But Joey doesn't know about The Rock and his history.
But you just scored points with Mario.
Yeah, you didn't want to get into the ring with that guy.
Yeah. I knew who Rocky Marciano was.
Yeah, he was Mike Tyson before we knew what a 6-inch hammer was.
And he was a colorful character on talk shows.
And, oh, by the way,
For a while.
my father remembers, because my father is still alive at 90, almost 98 years young, remembers when Rocky Marciano and his crew would come into the Columbia restaurant when they were here in Ybor City to have lunch.
Wow.
Anyway,
Amazing.
Well, I digress.
So you grew up there, and
Brockton.
Khan, where did you grow up?
in India.
In India. Okay.
Yes.
What city?
The city name is Vijayawada, which also means City of Champions.
Oh, no, that's too much. That's way
good.
too much.
That's good. Now, Zara, so let's talk a little bit about your life first, and then we'll flip over to Khan. What kind of family did you grow up in, and what was it like there then?
I really feel that growing up in Brockton leads to character. It's a very
I'm sorry.
diverse
What
city.
did she say, Joe? What was that word?
Character.
No. She didn't say character.
I
Brockton
said-
just came flying out of her mouth. I think we should. I think she needs to say that again, just how you said it.
Well, growing up in Brockton, it leads to character
I love
because
it.
it is a very diverse place. You have people from everywhere. I'm very proud to be from Brockton. My father is actually Irish from South Boston. So my father is
He's
a
a
Southie
Southie
boy.
He's a Southie.
Yeah.
And my father is a Conley. And my mother is Eastern European. My grandfather is Lithuanian. And he married at the next block. Every block has a nationality. And he married my very, very blonde, blue-eyed Swedish grandmother. So growing up, It was either in pubs. I grew up in a lot of pubs. I grew up at 5 years old playing shuffleboard. We have bar pizza. We have the best New England lobster rolls. So it's just amazing. Then we have lots of synagogues, and then we have mosque. I mean, we have the best doctors, the best colleges. I mean, home of Harvard in Boston. Growing up in Massachusetts, it's always going to be in my heart. I'm very proud to be from there, and it led me to where I am, and it also led me to my husband, who I met in Brockton when he was in college.
Okay. And so very multicultural is what you're
Yes.
saying?
Incredible.
Very multicultural. And what kind of family? Do you have siblings?
I do. I actually have a brother. His name was Christopher. He was a local hero, but he ended up getting a blood transfusion because he was a hemophiliac, and he got AIDS when he was very young, and 2 types of hep. And he's in a book called Dying in Vain. And he actually, during September 11th, after multiple surgeries, being born with lots of health problems makes you very brave. He went down to September 11th. His friend was a firefighter. I have he's had books and everything about him, and he helped people during that time.
Wow.
And then he ended up coming back because he's from Taunton. My brother's from Taunton. And he ended up coming back to Massachusetts after he was in September 11th, and came back after helping people. And he passed away not from anything but a car accident.
Wow.
So he had liver transplant, everything.
As if he didn't go through it, hadn't been through enough in his life.
But he wanted to go that way. He never wanted to go in a hospital. He never wanted anyone to feel sorry for him. This was like the inspiration. So I grew up with an older brother that was an inspiration, and we always joke about it because he was born in Brockton but lived in his adult life in Taunton. And we always say he was a champ because, he was from the city of Champ. So
was that his nickname? Just curious.
No,
Did you ever call him
his
Champ?
name was, he was
Christopher.
Chris.
Yeah,
he was
Chris.
Chris Conley. And I have a sister named Kendra, and she's a very special person. She's a drug counselor because we also have a very large drug epidemic that is taking over with fentanyl. And my sister dedicates her life as a community service counselor to help people get off the streets. And being from Massachusetts, if you know who we are, we're very high state-funded programs. So because of that, we have been able to help lots of homeless, single moms. There's a lot of programs. So if that program didn't exist, a lot of those people wouldn't be saved from the streets.
You provide those wonderful resources.
Yeah, and my father was a postal worker. He was in Nam. You could hear him before you saw him. He really was what Southie boys were. His name was Michael Conley.
Come on.
And his family came from his dad was a Marine, and his parents came from Newfoundland, which was very Irish, and they migrated. We called her Old Lady Conley. Old Lady Conley came to the States and got her citizenship in the 60s. And her story was amazing because she had 13 kids.
Wow.
And just old Irish Catholic life. But I was raised with zero religion. My parents wanted me to grow up and find my own. So they actually just did not want any religion to cause any type of influence on us.
And that's an interesting approach, isn't it?
It is.
Don't you think?
Well, my father
Not
didn't
to push you toward Catholicism or whatever it was.
No, because my dad
Especially
wanted to
being
eat
Irish.
meat on Fridays. My dad didn't like priests. He wasn't into that. My
He
dad
walked
was
the beat.
rebellious.
He walked his postal beat, I'm
Yeah,
sure.
he went to Southie. He was from Southie. He went and he had Catholic influence, and he was like, no. So when we grew up, we never were baptized, none of us. My father said, you will find God on your own. And here I am.
Wow, that's a special situation. So,
Come on, get the con. He's
yeah.
sitting there waiting to say
I know,
something.
no, but when
He is interesting. I'm telling you. Wait till you hear. That's why I had to bring
well,
this.
you're both interesting, I'm sure. But let's get you up a little bit further along. You go to high school, and what kind of kid are you in high school?
So I will tell you, okay, I was born with hypobenign gamma globulin anemia. I've had over 20 surgeries in my life. I've had lots of infusions. I've had 9 abdominal surgeries and 2 organ ruptures. I survived immersive blood infection. Like, I am a trooper. I am very good with
Tough like
medical.
people from Brockton.
I am. I really am. And I have a large amount of health issues, which makes me very humble. I think that if you are not humble, it's because you just haven't suffered enough.
Not down enough, right?
So I feel
I'm going to
suffering
ring a
is
bell.
core
I'm
of
going to
me.
ring a bell for that.
Yeah.
So-
because Zara, that's so true.
I went to school as an out-of-district student. My parents did not want me to get involved in the hardship of Brockton, so my father got a cottage in Cape Cod. I went to school with some of the best people at Upper Cape Tech. I was very talented in cosmetology. I hold a cosmetology license in 2 states. I hold an esthetician license in 2 states. I also taught for the American Cancer Society for 7 years in Brockton hospitals, teaching cancer patients how to look good and feel better. I was also a medical lab tech and EKG tech in Neighborhood Health in Brockton, which is a free clinic, our low-income clinic, and I've learned a lot. So my whole life has really been about giving, and I'm all about charities, which brought me up. And my husband has a lot of the same vision as me. So growing up, I was severely dyslexic. I had teachers that were phenomenal because they knew my hardship. So I was an out-of-district student going to school with kids that had BMWs, okay?
Right.
Not our blue-collar life.
That Cape
Right.
Cod lifestyle, baby.
Oh,
You know,
yes,
that Cape Cod.
and I love Cape Cod. So my teacher loved me. Her name was Miss Crocker,
Shout out.
and like Betty Crocker.
Shout out to
And-
Miss Crocker.
Yeah, I loved her, and she is the reason that I wanted to teach cosmetology, and that is also why we also currently own Z Beauty Academy and Spa till this day, and we've merged it into Pi Learning Academy because eventually Pi Learning Academy will be a technical program for children with autism.
Excellent.
So there's a lot of dreams that we have.
All tied together.
Yes.
But we're going to make it happen no matter what obstacle. So I feel like coming from where I come from and having the great opportunities that my father did. My dad was a fighter. He was all about the union. He was a union steward of the post office. And nobody messed with my dad.
Good man.
So I learned a lot from him, and he gave me a lot of courage.
Mm-hmm.
And I feel that I wouldn't have been here if I wasn't Michael Conley's daughter. So
There you go. Wow.
In the spirit
That's
of the Rock.
So
and
let-
I'm referring to Rocky Marciano.
Yeah. So let's bring, because you said you met in Brockton. So let's bring Khan up to Brockton. So tell us a little bit about where you grew up, Khan, and your life early on.
So I grew up in India, Vijayawada, and I went to school over there. Growing up, my dad was a businessman. He was very humble, very hardworking guy. But then, as like everyone, business doesn't always go his way. So he then had to go to Kuwait, and I was raised by my mom. She was also a very hardworking, very dedicated mother, and I'm very grateful to have my parents.
Only child, or did you have siblings?
Yeah, I also had a brother. Unfortunately, he did also die 20 years ago in a motorcycle accident. But now, I'm the only child.
Okay.
So
And
you have a lot that binds you besides your vision for business and life, but also that your personal stories have some intersecting circles that are
Right.
really
we are
amazing.
trauma bonded for life.
trauma bonded.
Okay.
So
Well said.
so you're growing up there, Khan, and what happens? Where do you go to school, and how does that work?
Yeah, so all my high schooling and my bachelor's degree was in India. Schools over there are not easy at all. It is a lot of work, a lot of hard work, but I'm glad I did not give up, and I'm glad my parents also pushed me. And after that, since I was little, I always had a dream that I'm going to grow up to be a software engineer. Then I'm going to go to US. So that's how I ended up coming to America. I did my first master's in Missouri, and after that, I was.
And how old were you then? How old? Well,
I came to this country when I was 20, so that was like 20 years ago. So after my first master's in Missouri, then I tried to get a job. It did not work out. Then I started doing my second master's in Boston, my MBA, and that's where I met my wife.
and let me ask you because I'm always very curious personally at the personal level, and I think our audience is, most of us who are listening probably are people that grew up here in America. We're natives. People who come to our country from outside, I always find it fascinating I try to imagine that I somehow had to go through that. And what was it like for you? Obviously, you have an understanding of America at some level before you came here, but what did that feel like coming here? How did you...
It was very difficult. When I came here, I was just 20 years old, so I was still figuring out what I'm going to do with my life. It was very difficult. Like any small thing like that, I did not have my parents around or family around. So then my classmates, we used to live together, and that's how we were able to survive.
And you had no real support systems. You didn't have family here or anything. So you're really coming here literally starting cold.
Yes.
And how did you see, I'm curious, and you can be whatever the truth is, how did you see America and Americans at that time?
20 years ago.
Yeah,
20 years ago. I saw, even now, like there's so many opportunities here. So I saw it as the place where I can come here and start my business and maybe bring my family, especially my brother, and have a good life here. Because life in India it's a little bit struggling.
The land of opportunity. This is the theme that continues to persist.
It should. It should. We're still.
We're struggling with it. I get it.
And 20 years ago, we were just still reeling from. I mean, the rubble was still in New York. 9/11 was still a real consequence, and it was the Bush administration, and we hadn't gotten to, what was a hopeful time during the Barack Obama years. So. Things were still in transition for us here.
Absolutely.
And as a 20-year-old, and I think Khan buried the lead here. He said he was going for his second master's. Excuse me? Some of us don't even have our first master's. What was driving you at that time?
Education. I believe that everyone needs education, and that helps us to achieve any of our goals. So that's why I did my first master's, and the second one, because I couldn't get a job, I thought maybe I need
maybe
to
you need more. Maybe you needed more. Yeah,
exactly.
Diversify your interests.
And what was that first master's in?
Computer science.
And what was the second?
MBA, business administration.
Oh, very nice mix. Well, I think we all are in agreement that education is the power.
It's the key.
It is the key, and decisions that are being made by the uneducated affect all of us, unfortunately. Yeah. So now how do you end up in Brockton?
So I was doing my master's in Fitchburg. It's actually a city in Boston, but I used to live in Brockton. I used to work at a convenience store, and that's where I met my wife.
I see.
She chuckles. She chuckles. I just wanted to know, what was that first winter like? Come on now. Come on, Khan. Come on.
I got used to winters in Missouri, but they were painful. It was very cold. I remember one day I took a shower in the morning. I was late to school. I rushed out of the door. I was waiting for the bus, and I can feel my hair like icicles forming. And then that's when I knew this is not easy.
I had a similar experience in Chicago, the coldest I've ever been in my life. I went outside waiting for the bus. I didn't have my car, public transportation. In the time that I would run out to come back in, to run out to come back in, ice was forming on my mustache. Because the breath was freezing on my mustache. I said, oh no, I have to go back south.
Yes.
I can't survive in this. How do people survive?
Yeah.
And how did people survive? Before we had any of the conveniences of heat or fire, I don't know how we're here. To be honest with you, I don't know how we're here.
It's amazing.
I thought I was going to be Elsa because I love the snow. So when I came to Florida, I was very culturally shocked. I really am a snow girl. I love the icicles.
Say nothing, Zara. Say nothing for the summer bugs that you have down here that you don't have up there.
It's Jurassic Park.
Did you hear that, y'all?
Yeah, that's good. So, are we ready to?
Yeah,
hit
we're
our
just
bottom?
about at the bottom of the hour. This conversation is exquisite today. We are learning so much about not only ourselves, Zara, Khan, but humanity writ large because. You're getting different perspectives, right? And we're going to get a little bit deeper into that in just a few minutes. But let's do a little station ID.
You're listening to The Conversation with Mario Nunez and Joe King Carter on WMNF 88.5 FM, Tampa.
Yeah, there we go.
You see? The bell's getting a workout today, Joe.
Jessica
I don't think I've
Green.
ever rang the bell this much
There we go.
in any previous shows. Thank you, Jess. Thank you,
Jess. So, so now what sets the stage for the two of you meeting?
Mm-hmm.
I saw her at the store the first time.
I saw her.
Beautiful.
There's a song here somewhere, Con. I saw her at the store, and I saw her standing there. Go on, Beatles.
So you saw her at the store.
Yeah.
And then she came to me and she asked me something, and I was just mesmerized with her eyes, and I did not know what she was saying. I was just shaking my head.
Huh, Zara? How'd that make you feel? Did you know it at the time, Zara?
Did you understand what was happening?
Were you struck by Cupid's arrow as well?
So I always thought he was so beautiful.
Okay.
And when people meet me to this day, I will always tell them that he was the most beautiful man I ever saw. He had this long hair, and he was so calm. And at that time, I actually was a single mother of 2 children. I actually have children that are in their 20s. I have grown men, Zachary and Zaid.
Wow.
And
Shout out to the Z's.
oh, I have 4 Z's: Zach, Zaid, Zeba, Zayan, and that's why it's named after
Zara.
Z Beauty, and I'm Zara. So I used to bring my kids into this store, and there he was, and my children were so young. They were like 2 and 3 years old, and my elder son really took it to a liking. Actually, they all loved him, and they would just go in the store and see him. And Zachary, he was born with a very rare chromosome abnormality. It's called 2q11.2 microduplication syndrome. And because of, even though my family was great, I didn't have a lot of guidance. They were really tough people. They weren't like people today. My mother was raised by a Lithuanian man and a Swedish woman. They're very tough people, you know?
Right.
I loved them. They were great, but they all drank a lot. So my mom had her own issues that she had to deal with. So I grew up very fast. I grew up understanding what I needed. And I was living in the projects in Brockton alone. And so I had these 2 kids that had, my son had seizures. He was on phenobarbital. My other son had surgeries, and I was, very sick myself. And I was going to college myself, trying to make it with, even though I had all these licenses, because in Boston, you just suffer on through. And I love to entertain, so I always have dinner parties. So I invited him over for a dinner party to actually hook him up with another girl, not even me.
Okay.
I said, she's a model. And we ended up hanging out so much. And he ended up adopting my elder son and raising my other son, and just being the role model that was needed. And then, he made promises to me. He was going to take me out of the projects, and I knew I needed that. And then we literally, I lost everything. All the projects actually had like an issue with bed bugs. Okay, so I'm talking, I lost everything. All of the projects, the whole entire...
Had to be condemned?
Thousands of units. No, what happened was everybody had to throw all their things
All the
away.
stuff away. Yeah, of course.
And they had to clean out everything. So literally...
you have to burn it. Yeah.
Literally, with the clothes on my back, I left with my 2 kids and myself. And I came to Florida. I lost everything.
Wow.
And it was fine because I didn't care. I had my husband. We were married.
I was going to say, did you drag Con with you? No, you were already together at that time.
He
Gotcha.
actually left me
Gotcha.
and went to Florida. And I never wanted to leave Massachusetts. That was all I ever knew. And I never wanted to go to a hot place. I wanted to go to...
You're a cold girl. You're a cold
wanted to
weather
go
girl.
to like Europe. I always knew I wanted to go places, but I never knew it would be Florida. But here we are. Mm-hmm. And I just knew that it was a great chance for my boys. And also, obviously my last name is Muhammad. I became Muslim because in the projects, you either succumb to being a drug addict or a life of crime if you're in poverty, or you become Muslim and go to school. So a lot of people, that's really what saves them. So for me, I became a Muslim. I knew I wanted to marry a Muslim. I have my children. I have 1 child that is Russian. I have 1 child that is Pakistani, and then I have 2 Indian kids. So my husband, I'm like Angelina Jolie. I have like the nations.
That's the United Nations.
My husband
You're describing.
raised everything. Like this man stood by me. He raised children and adopted that were not his. And I will always be in debt. So I always tell other women there will always be someone to love you if you're ever in an abusive or bad relationship. There will always be somebody out there that will love you and love your kids. Just be wise, be patient, be kind, and good will come.
Con has very kind eyes. We saw that when I first introduced myself to him when you walked into the studio.
Yes.
The story now starts to make wonderful sense. But I have to admit, Con, that if I see you again, and I hope I do, after I receive my award on Saturday, I'm giving it to you, pal, because I don't deserve it. Okay, I mean my story is weak compared to yours, and you're to be commended. That's wonderful.
To be commended.
Thank
Well,
you for
and
your kind words.
I certainly...
What you don't know about is Con. Con also has autism, and my son has autism.
Oh, interesting.
And he is the face of awesome. when it comes to the backbone of all of our companies is him.
Let me just say,
we should get to the Pi Academy pretty quickly, but please.
Let me just say before, because I got to get to this, because you just said something. So your parents set up this situation in which you could choose your religion.
Yes.
That's fascinating because, you understand that most people don't do that.
Right.
Most people indoctrinate their children into their religion. And that's what it is. It's indoctrination. And so the point is, for better or for worse, and whether they think they're doing the right thing or not, that's a different conversation. But the point is, you sort of went out into the world and said, I want to be a Muslim. You made the choice.
You chose, yeah.
I find that very interesting. I find it fascinating that someone who is sort of a blank slate gets to choose where they're going to go. I mean, lots of people choose their religion, but a lot of people don't.
Not to mention coming from the part of the country,
the Irish,
the Fighting Irish.
Yeah,
I mean, this
absolutely.
is Irish Catholic. I mean, March 17th.
Was that an easy conversation or a difficult conversation or what? I mean,
Irish people are the most amazing, accepting people because they have suffered oppression. If you know Irish people, they're going to tell you what they've suffered, and they never want to oppress. True Irish hearts are full of acceptance. So I come from the Irish people of acceptance. Like, my father never wanted oppression. He wanted us to overcome, because Irish wouldn't be here if there wasn't oppression. So, I mean, he was very happy that I was an independent. But I will tell you, so my mother had severe mental illness, and I love her. But my mom had a lot of demons she had to fight. So growing up, she gave us a lot of love. She is very beautiful, too. I mean, if you know what Eastern European women look like, my mother is that one. My mother is 77, and still, everywhere she goes, men have always loved her. So my mother is free-spirited. She can drink with the boys. So I knew I wanted sobriety. I knew I wanted discipline. I knew I wanted the opposite of what I grew up with, because I needed stability. I needed someone that wasn't going to gamble my rent away. I needed someone I could rely on. I needed something that was going to give me peace. I didn't want to have fights. I didn't want my father to have to come and throw people out,
Zara, this just in. He's sitting next to you.
Yeah,
I'm just going to say it. I'm just going to say it. I mean, if you didn't know that, he's sitting next to you.
Yeah.
So you.
That's the vibe that Khan gives off. Do you sense that, Joe?
Yeah, absolutely.
And you and I are bouncing off the wall, and it could be tumult and a hurricane and a tornado all together.
Yeah.
And Khan's just like this.
I needed stability.
Yeah. People come with their energy, don't they? And he has that energy. It's obvious.
Very soothing.
But so you came together. You get married.
Yes.
How
Four
long?
times. I married this man 4 times.
How does that work? I'm sorry?
And we fought the U.S. government and everything for my husband to be here.
Please explain that to the people that are just turning
you're
their
gonna have to
radio
explain
up
that.
because they're not sure what that means.
And my dad
Did you divorce
even
him 3 times?
sponsored him too. My dad was like, "This guy is going to be for you." And before my brother died, my brother said, "This guy is going to be for you. You better go to Florida." So I married him first on March 5th.
We ran away and we got married.
Yeah,
Nice.
we were.
Very romantic.
What year is that? March 5th?
That was 2011.
Okay.
And his family didn't want this. Khan was supposed to have arranged marriage. Okay, Khan is Indian, so this was not the expectation. So he had what you're talking about. I didn't. They were happy. Somebody wants to marry you with those kids. I had like baby kids, my kids were tough.
Sure, I get it. Yeah.
And he took me with these rough little rowdies, and so he had that problem. So the first time we eloped, the second time we got married in Plymouth in a historical place called Brewster Gardens.
Why the second time though?
Because first we did.
You're saying the first time you're legally married.
The first time we're legally married, I had my friend's borrowed dress.
Oh, okay.
I had went to Shaw's and I got a cake. We walked in with my wedding dress. We had nothing. Like when I tell you, we had zero.
Right.
Like my wedding came with a borrowed dress, a Swarovski ring, and a cake from Shaw's, and it was just us. And I went to go see my dad, who was in his underpants. He kind of looked like Captain Underpants. My dad was like 300 pounds of like Irish steel. And he was like, "Let me go put my pants on. Come on in. Hey." And I was like, "Dad, we did it." Because no one believed it was going to happen. So I was ready anytime he said he was going to do it. I was going to give him the opportunity. Then the second time, he actually missed his flight twice. I was standing in a dress that was purchased for me from David's Bridal. And it was red and white. It was really beautiful. And my mom's like, oh, I don't think he's coming back. And we had a ceremony. It was only like, 25 people. And my husband paid for everything. We had an Indian buffet. It was beautiful. And then our third time was on a whim. I needed to have a religious wedding so that way I was recognized under, Islam. It's called the nikah, which is the contract. And we wanted to do it our way. So I actually did Khan's hair with a relaxer. His hair was so flat and silky, and he was all dressed. And he gave me 30 minutes. It was on December 31st. And he was like, get ready. We're about to get married again. And we had 2 witnesses and a guy that was there. Wasn't he like the custodian? He dropped the mop just to be in there with us. And seriously, so the imam is looking at me and he's like worried. He's like, are you being forced to do this? Like, do you know your rights? Because I'm a redhead and I have all these freckles, and he was really curious that I came with no family and he had no family. And then we just had our 2 friends.
What's going on here?
Yes. Yeah. He was trying to figure it all out.
We had the janitor. He was like, all right, I'll be the witness. So, because you need to have
2 witnesses.
Yeah, you need to have 2 witnesses. It was just so funny. So then after that wedding, we went to India. And that's when I met.
That's when you had the big wedding.
Big Indian wedding.
There you go.
Wow.
Like 400 people.
But you earned it by that time, Zara. You had earned that big wedding.
Yeah, it was great. It was nice, and they did it all. But I will tell you, it was a culture shock for them. It was a culture shock for me. But now when I go to India, I really love it. I have the best time over there. I don't mind the rickshaws. But the first time I went over there,
And you got in a rickshaw for the first time. What was that like?
You know what? My doctor actually went to India and she gave me sedatives. And I remember, because I'm not a person that can take anything. I'm very low tolerance. And I had to take a sedative the first time I went over there because it was so scary. All the noises, your senses are overloaded with beeping and staring.
Activity,
you.
frenetic activity.
Yes,
all the time.
So you have a smell of street food. You have the loud noises, and you have the cars everywhere, bumper to bumper. So it was just a lot.
A lot of stimuli. There's a lot of stimuli.
Yes,
yeah.
It's like New York and Vegas with the population of India and China,
right?
That had a concert. It's just a lot. But now
sounds like Mexico City. I've never been to India, but it sounds like Mexico City, where you're just in the middle of it, and it's all going on around you, and you can't. It can be sensory overload, and if you have a sensitivity to that, Joey, it's paralyzing. You become apoplectic. You don't know what to do.
If you're an artist, it's called heaven because it's
that chaos appeals to you.
Yeah, Indian culture is so incredibly visually beautiful to me. I think
and
it's
very colorful. Joey,
thing,
with about 15 minutes left in show.
Yeah,
let's get to the Pi Academy.
So let's talk about what you've done in Tampa.
We want to hear your voice, Khan.
Yeah.
So I'm a software engineer. So I've been working with designing software for all of my life. And raising Zachary and Zaid, I saw all the struggles in public schools. Zachary, especially him being on autism spectrum, it was really difficult for him. And then when we had our own kids, Zeba and Zayan, they were in school and it was not working out. Then we moved them around in different schools, and that was not working out either. So we decided if nothing is going to work out, we're going to do things in our own way. And that's how we started doing, actually as a homeschooling center. And we've been doing it for years, 5-6 years. And then with all the experience we got, we thought maybe we should also help other kids with autism. And that's how the Pi Learning Academy came into existence.
And why the name Pi Learning Academy?
We wanted it to be easier for people to say, also conceptually saying that it's more like mathematics, STEM kind of a school. And also something easier, like a pi is universal symbol. Everyone knows what a pi is.
Yes. Yeah, excellent. So you both together started this, working together.
We work together.
On everything, I assume.
And we have worked together in our beauty academy. Khan is also the master microblading artist, and he teaches paramedical cosmetic tattoo artistry. He also is the STEM encoding teacher at Pi Learning. He's also the Java developer at his own job. He's so humble, he won't even tell you, but he also designed SmartPay. He is the founder of a payment processing application that runs our school and runs all of our students that we teach at Z Beauty Academy. All of their businesses are run by SmartPay by this man. And we also have Noor Behavioral Health. Con is currently in school to be a BCBA, and I'm a registered behavioral technician, and I will become a BCBA. We also own and operate a ABA clinic.
So this is the moment in the show, which we're probably about 15 minutes past this time, that I go ahead and give you the phone number in case you want to give us a call and you have a question or a comment for these two lovely human beings that we are just now getting to know today and introducing you to. If you'd like to call us, it's 813-239-9663. I'll give it that to you again. 813-239-9663. We have operators standing by to take your call. If you have a question or a comment, we definitely want to know more about the school, how people can contact you, and if they have the needs to they have children that this might be the perfect fit for them. Also, as a personal request for you, Con, because I didn't miss the fact that Zara said that you, on top of everything else that you do, and it's a basket full of things that you do, you're the artist in residence in microblading. Well, let me just tell you, sir, that you don't know this about me, but I also do a little television show called The Tampa Native Show, and it's a television show. It's similar to this in that its format is conversational, and we try to capture history, Tampa history specifically, but I cannot go on the air until my production staff, paints in my eyebrows. So you and I have got some business to attend to, sir, because if you can help me in that regard, I don't know where they went. Con, when I was 18 years old, I had eyebrows like yours. Hello? And more hair, too. But It's just incredible. I mean, I got dizzy hearing you, Zara, mention all the things that your talented husband does. It's like, how does all that talent get into one person?
And he's good looking.
He's a rock star.
He
it's
is a
very
rock
difficult. I have to fight a lot of women off. I can't lie to you. I'm always constantly like...
Ladies, he's mine. Ladies, he's mine.
Yeah. So
well done.
Yes, and by the way, just so you don't bemoan it too much, some of us have never had eyebrows.
Well, but they
should come and see me.
No, listen, we've got work to do, Con. You and I have work to do.
We're proud of our eyebrowless heritage. You mentioned your autism.
Yes.
Or she did, I believe. Mm-hmm. Yeah. When was that diagnosed, and how did you find out about that?
So I was not diagnosed like my kids when they were younger. I was diagnosed when I was like maybe 24. So how that happened was my daughter, she was struggling with school, her crying, her meltdowns. So we got her diagnosed, and being female with autism, getting diagnosis is not easy because most of the tests that are made out over there are for the boys. So we had to find different providers who would listen to us and who would give her diagnosis. And when we were going through the process, I was like, yes, I went through all these things when I was a little kid, or I still go through them in my day-to-day life, like with the work, with my businesses, and that's how I was able to get diagnosed.
Mm-hmm. And at what level, before we get back to the School of Pie, what level does autism, I think the question I want to ask is, in what ways does it affect you, limit you, or support you and make you enhance you?
Yes. It definitely enhances me. As you can see, I am a microblading artist. I have different businesses. So it helped me to like pick up new skills. Mm-hmm. And how it affects me is social. Like before they clumped everything into autism spectrum, there used to be something called Asperger's, and that's what I have. I suffer with social interactions, like a big groups. I have a hard time with that. One-on-one I can do. Mm-hmm. And I am very picky eater. If I can wear same kind of clothes every single day, just like Steve
And it
Jobs.
Doesn't bother you?
It doesn't bother me at all.
Right. And so some of that is elements of all kinds of other things. I find it fascinating that we would touch on things like OCD and stuff like that. I would assume that the way your mind works, which apparently is brilliant, is orderly. Order is very important to you, probably, right?
Yes. So with one of the ways I can describe it as like compartments. Like I can compartment each of these things into its own box, and when I start working on it, I just take it out, I work on it, When I'm done, I can put it
Put it right
away,
back.
and then I can pick something else.
I see.
That's how he was able to impress you with all of his skills early on, especially with your children with the special needs, with the rambunctiousness of those rowdies as you describe them, because he was able to just do that. And then he's got this calm center, man, that is just, he's impervious to any of this extraneous stuff outside because he can just focus. And I wish I was more like that. That's probably where my eyebrows went. They just fell out because it's like, okay, we're out of here because this guy's nuts. But that's a skill that is, I think you're born with that. I don't know that
Yes,
that develops.
one of the superpowers of autism is also like focus.
There you
People
go.
with autism, when they like something, they can really truly focus in it, and they can be champions in it.
Those are your 4 and 5 year old savants that play the keyboard, the piano playing, and then you go, where does that come from? Well, that's
Yes.
that special skill.
So what happens at the School of Pie? Let's talk a little bit about the School of
Please.
Pie.
The School of Pie is a model that you will find in Massachusetts. Like I shared with you, I went to different schools because I was severely dyslexic. And it was very difficult for me. I had an amazing teacher that believed in me. If I did not have that teacher that was better to me than some relatives, I would not be also here today. I have a dream with education. I know that education can be unlock.
transformative.
Yes, it can unlock many rooms, and it can also help these children that have autism or learning disabilities reach their full potential. At the Pie Learning Academy, we are non-dominational. I am usually the first face a lot of my students that come from different backgrounds see when they see a woman wearing a hijab. Our daughter, Zeba, is a student. She also wears a hijab. We are also very happy that we have children there from every ethnic background, from every culture, and they play together, and we're bringing kind of like world peace underneath one roof, and everyone has a seat at the table regardless of who they are. What we do is we look at the child's IEP. If they need speech, PT, or OT, we organize it. There's an amazing company that I like to use. It's called Limitless Therapy. And the owner, her name is Rebecca. Rebecca, if you're listening, you're so wonderful.
Shout out to Rebecca.
Shout out to Rebecca. I have a lot of her staff that works with our students. And we will give the children everything that they need according to their IEPs, but we will also take gifted students. And I will also share with you about Zayan. Zayan is also our son. He's a student there. He is a copy of Khan. He's been playing chess since he was 4 years old. He can solve Rubik's Cubes. He is amazing.
How does that work?
And he's only 9 years old.
Come on.
And he also has moderate to severe autism. And one of the other things is a lot of parents, when they hear a diagnosis, they are afraid. We are not afraid. We are here to give the parents support from every background, especially in the Muslim community. They are afraid to hear anybody with any type of deficit. Khan is the face of autism, and he lets those parents know you don't have to be afraid of these things. There are places that will help. Your child has a place in this world. And every parent that comes to us, we offer support. It's therapeutic education. What we do is we help the whole child. Every single Wednesday, we have field trips. Those field trips are immersive field trips. So we try to gear them towards the likes of certain students. We teach them about what is happening in the real world. And we then bring the child on the field trip with their parents. So that way the parents have a bond. So the parents see that we support their child. The child sees that their parents are there
To support
supporting
them.
them. And we are strengthening the family and community bonds. So we're making big changes. Even though we're tiny, we're very mighty. That is what we get to offer.
When you say tiny, can you put a number on the number of students that you have and the staff and so forth?
Okay, Miss Nicole, if you're listening, we love you. Miss Nicole is in school for special education. She is one of our support teachers, but she is amazing. And she is also John Luke's mom. We have Miss Trice, who's been with us for a very long time, but she will be transitioning. So we are hiring teachers. Teachers, please apply. We are in need of kind teachers because Pie Learning Academy is also a nonprofit organization. We are a 501c3, which means that we survive off of donations, just like this radio station.
sure.
You know, we really need the support, and we actually get no paycheck. Me and Con make zero for what we do, but if our children are able to benefit, we will be there. We also are merging our beauty academy to be part of the adult training program because we've been open for a long time. So we're going to eventually have culinary arts. We're eventually going to have
Cosmetology.
well, yes, cosmetology, broadcasting, health sciences. That's why our board member, her name is Golnar Memon. She owns urgent care clinics here. She comes in and teaches health sciences when she can. Volunteering. Our school survives from the support of scholarships and donations. But yes, we are hiring. So if there's any teachers that wish to apply, we need you.
Yeah, heads up out there, everyone
Website,
who's looking
address?
for yeah.
Website and address, Con.
It is www.pilearningacademy.org.
Pi, P-I, for those of you that
Pi.
it's not P-I-E.
And it's
Right, P-I.
656-222-0699. We are on Bloomingdale in Brandon, Florida. 316 East Bloomingdale, Brandon, Florida.
And the brick and mortar part of that is a building that is at that address
Yes,
there?
that is. We do have online. We have in person. We have online, in person, and full time in the school. So currently we have 3 students because it's a summer enrolled, and then we are going to we have room for next year to have at least 10 in brick and mortar, but then we can have up to 10 to 15 students online and hybrid. We also have drop-in students too for our field trips.
What is considered as a micro school.
Okay. All right.
That's an interesting concept in and of itself. Can we get just a couple of minutes on what qualifies for it being a micro school?
Micro school is a school where you do not have like too many kids. It's almost like one-on-one learning. For each kid can get
Beautiful.
personalized education with the teacher.
Wow. Wow.
Is there any way that we can get your concept to catch on and go just crazy and all over the country?
I hope so, because a lot of kids on spectrum they
Need this
definitely
kind of
need
help.
one-on-one support.
Absolutely.
So I hope a lot of people, maybe parents, can open their own micro schools in all over the country.
And your funding is, as you said, is
Grants, donations, contributions.
Yes.
We are also Step Up for Students approved. So all the kids who get Step Up for Students scholarship, that's how we get our tuition fees.
and parents pay a tuition fee. How's that work?
Well, we try to. We do have some parents that will privately pay.
Right.
Mainly our students.
They're really donating technically.
Yeah.
Yes.
501c3.
Because it goes, whatever they're donating goes to the teachers. So that's how I can pay Miss Nicole. That's how I can pay Miss Trice, and that's how I can pay the staff. So like I said, we also have multiple ABA companies that do come in to work with some of our people, but we have our own ABA. It's called Applied Behavioral Analysis Company, and those people also work for us, and they go in and they help the children with diagnoses, but that is paid by insurance. So whatever the client's insurance has, that's how they're paid for.
And what do you think the greatest challenge that a child with autism faces?
In about
what
a
would be-
minute-
or
in
your
about a
top-
minute to go.
Yeah, about a minute to go.
Top challenges facing your
Is
students.
it social? Is it mostly social?
It is both social and learning.
Yes.
Once they say that they are done, they are done. They cannot learn anymore. So it's
interesting.
mostly both of that. But if
Interesting.
they are ready to take in, there's nothing can stop them. They are really very easy to grasp the concept, and they're eager to learn.
So they need help in how to open the door.
Yes.
Once the door is open,
Yes.
And how
they,
to teach
they
them.
go through.
Because
Yeah.
not everyone can be taught the same way. So our challenge is how to teach someone on spectrum different ways of teaching them.
Excellent, excellent.
Well, I just want to say we have learned so much
Wow.
about the two of you, very, very special human beings in our community.
Wow.
Well, Brandon, really, but that's okay. Well, Brandon, it's right there. It's right there.
It's right here.
Just drive over there. It's
And-
Highway 60. It's not that far.
Absolutely.
And we hope that you will take the time to do a little more research, reach out to these wonderful, wonderful people that are doing incredible work right here in the Bay Area.
Amazing
so
stuff.
that's what this show is all about, the community and culture component. We bring these
Yes.
stories to you each and every week, and we would like to extend the invitation for you to come back anytime. If it's important to the Pi Academy, Pi Learning
Yes,
Academy, it's
absolutely.
important to us. So stay in touch with us, please.
This has been a
Con-
1 gallon
you.
show.
Zara, this is amazing.
This is a 1 gallon show that we've been pushing into a pint container.
we needed it.
today.
Yeah, we needed 2 hours. But go ahead, Joey. So we needed 2 hours.
Well,
today.
I want to say very quickly. Number one, for people listening, next week Mario and I will not be here.
There's a chance. There's a chance that that'll happen.
And our guest host is going to be
Randy Zimmerman.
Randy Zimmerman, our
About 20 seconds left.
station director. I would also like to say special thanks to Jessica and special thanks to Gabriel, who's been listening, who's been answering our phones. And
Stay
then coming
tuned.
up next is Sam I Am with It's Music Wednesday.
In closing, we need about $572 to complete our goal.
Come on, folks.
You're listening to WMNF Tampa. We love you. Thank you so